Hey everybody, what's going on? This is Danelle here at Networkchain. Hope this finds you doing well. Today we're going to talk about some of the top news stories in the cryptocurrency market. We're starting to see more and more demand coming into Bitcoin despite the price currently kind of ranging in that $90,000 to $100,000 range. We're definitely seeing buyers and more big buyers. So let's go ahead and get into it with the cryptocurrency market update as usual. As you can see, Bitcoin is currently trading at around $96,218. It's about flat from where it was 7 days ago. It did have a nice little spike about a couple of days ago because of some news that we're about to report in a moment. But let's go ahead and move forward. First of all, with the rest of the market, you see Ethereum is currently trading at $2,671. It's up about 1% over the past week. You have XRP still trading under $3. It's still up though, over 13%, almost 14% over the past 7 days. Then you have Solana, Dogecoin, Cardano, and you see Tron rounding out the top 10, and we'll give a mention to Chainlink as well, which is currently trading at the 11 spot. So it's a little bit of mixed results in the top 10 in terms of how well they performed over the past week. It looks like Cardano actually had the best week, and it came in at just under 80 cents, up almost 16% over the last 7 days. Let's go ahead and take a quicker look at the Bitcoin chart, and you can see here against gold, if you look, this is actually, you can't really see towards the bottom here, but this is the 1 year chart. And Bitcoin has still done extremely well. It actually has been an increase of about 86%. So if you held Bitcoin this time last year, you would actually be up 86%. Same thing with gold. If you held it for a year, you wouldn't be up 86%. You'd be up just about half of that at 43.9%. But gold has definitely been on a nice run, particularly over the last 12 months. As we've heard before, Bitcoin could be the next gold. Many people refer to it as digital gold, and we're seeing that it still outperforms gold basically since its inception. It still outperforms the S&P 500 basically since its inception. It's basically outperformed every major asset class in every major stock when it comes to the return from the beginning. Now, obviously, in the beginning, there were a lot of cypherpunks and others who were really into burgeoning technologies and interested in the blockchain. So obviously it didn't catch on really until the last, let's say, 7 to 8 years, but we're definitely starting to see more and more demand coming into this asset class, not only Bitcoin, but as well as cryptocurrency. But we mostly talk about Bitcoin as well as some of other things in the cryptocurrency market. Bitcoin currently now is the number 7 asset of all the assets by market cap. You can see gold is still at number 1 at nearly $20 trillion. Bitcoin at about 2 trillion. So you see we're still in 10x away just to get to the market cap of gold. Who knows how long that will take, if it will actually ever happen, but many people speculate that it's just a matter of time, that at some point Bitcoin would surpass gold, not only get to gold's market cap, but as well as surpass it. So if that's the case, then we're definitely looking at around a $1 million Bitcoin. But obviously we have to remain patient. We have to make sure we keep our ears to the street and make sure we have an idea of what's going on, not only with Bitcoin and the cryptocurrency market, but as well as the macroeconomic environment as well, because obviously that definitely does have a lot to do with the way that people invest and what they invest in. So you can see we had jumped over silver. Bitcoin has jumped over silver, and it continues to maintain its spot above silver. And you can see here in the top 10 what is there. You see a lot of American companies like Apple, Nvidia, Microsoft, Amazon, Google, Facebook, all companies that are in the Magnificent Seven. So you can see that Bitcoin continues to go forward with the market cap and the amount of demand that's coming in. We definitely see that it will get back past above $100,000. It's really probably just a matter of time. One of the biggest news stories that came out towards the end of last week is that Abu Dhabi, their sovereign wealth fund, has reported owning over $400 million worth of the BlackRock ETF, and that was reported in a recent SEC filing. So now we're seeing that other countries, nation states, not only places like El Salvador, but now we look at countries like the United Arab Emirates, and you can see Abu Dhabi, which is one of the biggest cities in the UAE, has disclosed that they have bought Bitcoin through the Bitcoin ETFs. Now, there's a possibility that they could have some other holdings, and some people do speculate that they probably will be potentially buying some more. So now it's a possibility that we could be having a Bitcoin, what people call arms race. And now that the U.S. has a bill that has been proposed to create a Bitcoin strategic reserve, obviously that still remains to be seen. There's a lot of red tape that the United States would have to go through before something like that were to actually happen. But we are definitely seeing that individual states are also investing in Bitcoin. When you look here, we see that the state of Wisconsin, their investment board, just recently reported that they have over $300 million worth of Bitcoin exposure. Once again, they also used an exchange traded fund. So you can see here that Wisconsin's pension fund had previously disclosed around $164 million, and that was in May of last year. And we discussed that either through one of our IG posts or one of our videos from last year. But Wisconsin now continues to add to that pile. And so you can see here that the pension fund had held about 2.4 million shares of BlackRock's IBIT. And now, according to their most recent filing, it looks like it's allocated all of their BTC exposure now to IBIT and no longer holds shares of GBTC, which is the Grayscale Bitcoin Trust. So it looks like they went ahead and moved all of that over to IBIT. So you can see here what their exposure is to Bitcoin and some other investments that they've made as well. And you can go here to Cointelegraph to find out a little bit more about that. So here is one of many trackers that are out there, but this is the Bitcoin Reserve Monitor, bitcoinreservemonitor.com if you're interested in checking it out. And it basically gives the latest updates you can see over the past week, really over the last several days, some of the states that have introduced bills to invest into cryptocurrency. You can see Georgia introduced a bill, Michigan has now introduced a bill, Arizona has a resolution to support a pension fund investment into digital assets. You can see West Virginia has introduced a Inflation Protection Act, which would include digital assets in that plan. So you can see that a lot of these states within the United States, many are pending right now. And once again, as we talked about with the United States federally, it also takes a while from a state legislation as well for something like that to go through. So it's still going to take some time. So that gives people around the world and other countries around the world who may be a little bit quicker to go ahead and start investing into Bitcoin. This is why it now could potentially be a so-called arms race, is that more states, more countries around the world are recognizing that this is a valued asset, and you can't deny the returns that Bitcoin has had over the years, as we obviously see shown just here over the past year. It's surpassed gold. Let's look over the past 5 years. I mean, look how much of a big difference it's made. You can see over the last 5 years, the return on Bitcoin is 865%. And gold is 76%. And we saw that gold is at the top of the assets by market cap. So we're seeing that more and more opportunities to invest into Bitcoin and crypto are being afforded to people like me and you in the retail space, as well as institutions. You can see here Hashdex, and they announced the launch of the Hashdex NASDAQ crypto index, and that is going to give exposure to Bitcoin and Ethereum through a single product. So instead of having to buy the Ethereum ETF or the Bitcoin ETF, you can have exposure to both of them using this ticker NCIQ, and that's going to be available through the NASDAQ, which is one of the largest exchanges in the world. So we just wanted to keep you posted on some of the bigger news stories that came out over the past week. Obviously, you can continue to keep posted with us basically every day on Networkchain, on X, as well as on IG. Of course, we always appreciate you watching us here on YouTube every week. We'll continue to bring you the content as long as you continue to watch. Thank you so much. We look forward to linking up with you soon on the Networkchain. In the meanwhile, take care.